Hi everyone, I'm Jolene and my channel is Witness for Yeshua the Mashiach. I think that we don't need to panic, but that it is time that we do prepare. I have some footage to show you that you might not have seen yet, and I have some very good advice to share with you that I myself am doing for my own family regarding what might possibly happen regarding the coronavirus. So far, let's look at the stats. The latest stats on what's going on. So far, we have over 60 possible cases in the United States alone. We have Chicago, Seattle, we have North Carolina, Texas, and Michigan with confirmed cases. And so they were looking at 22 states across the nation really carefully. But now it's over 60 places, various cities all over across the nation right now because of flight plans, and they're suspecting certain places and people are showing up sick and the results aren't in yet collectively for if it's the coronavirus or not. So we know that it's in France, it's in, of course, in various places in China, it's in Malaysia, Australia, Japan, and Canada. So it's spreading. It is spreading. Now, I'm going to show you some footage, and then I'm going to bring up some things that are very essential, very important, that you should be aware of, that you might not have considered. And I'm doing this not to cause panic or fear or anything like that. It's because I love you. I care about you. I care about innocent people out there, you and your families. And there's certain things I've noticed that people aren't considering. And I can say this because after I show you, you're going to realize most people aren't realizing what I'm going to bring up to you, to your attention. And it's a big problem. So I want to share some things with you right after I show you these video clips here.
我今天已经上了一天的班，已经下班了，4点多钟下班，已经在那里崩溃了半天了，真的那种感染。 比那个电视那里报道的可怕多了，蛮多。他们医生出来的估计大概有10万人。我们今天那里10几个医生，一天都看了100多个，蛮多都已经不行了，没得位置住。然后家头这里闹说政府的不是说到你们那里治吗？但是政府让我们开始治，根本什么物资都没有。 他们想办助燃都办不了，我觉得后续完全不行。我们在那上一天班，整个人的心里都快崩溃了，都已经受不了了。他们在那求我们的时候，我们都一点办法都没得，就看到一个好生生的人，叫他慢慢的都不行。所以你们在屋里一定要做好防护，千万不要等到说相信政府，我觉得全部都得要靠自己。
I believe she's the one who did the video, says everyone will get infected. And that was, of course, the nurse at the corpse-strewn hospital in China, says quarantine is failing. They now have 35 million people quarantined in China. 35 million. Seattle, I believe, has 2 or 3 million, 4 million maybe. And it's a huge major city. You're talking about New York has 9 million. You're talking about almost 4 times as many people that reside in New York being quarantined and not being able to travel. This is as serious as it gets. This is more serious than SARS.
In this video, I'm going to share some things with you that you might not have considered. And I'm going to give you a brief list of things you might want to possibly get. Like I said, it is not time to panic, but it's a good time to get prepared. Very seriously. Do what you can. We have time, we have time, we have time to get ready. So we should take advantage of that. That is the wise thing to do. Just like the Word of God forever has been telling us about certain things to come as a warning to us, and Jesus himself warns us. He doesn't warn us just so that we know it and we're like, oh, okay. He warns us so that we can get prepared because it's an act of love. So get prepared. It is wise and prudent and obedient to be prepared. So, all right. There's some video footage I shared with you that is disturbing. It raises a lot of questions. It does for me. I remember SARS coming out in 5H1, all these various different outbreaks. They never concerned me before. Never concerned me. I felt for the people who were struck by these various viruses. But for some reason, this one has my attention. Let's watch. Let's see what happens. But get prepared. Why? Even if it doesn't do anything like mad pandemic this year, doesn't mean it won't do it next year. Flus return seasonally, right? So this one is spreading. It's going to make a show possibly next year, the next year. But what is the worst scenario? What is the worst case scenario? You already know it. The worst case scenario is if it does spread really bad and too many people fall ill and yeah. So get prepared. Now I have some things I want to share with you on how to get prepared. Okay. I'd like to also note that if you've had any vaccines recently, you are not informed of this, but if you have had vaccines recently within the last 2 to 3, 7 years, your immune system is compromised. Your immune system is weaker. You have an impaired immune system. It wouldn't be a bad idea to go and look into that and research into it. And the way that your immune system is impaired is primarily various things, but primarily from heavy metal toxicity, heavy metal poison buildup, mercury derivatives, thimerosal, various different heavy metals. It wouldn't be a bad idea to look into something called chelation. There's things you can do now to rid your body of excess heavy metals, which drag your immune system down. And so if you can start taking some precautions right now and working on chelation, check into it, ask your doctor about it, and read about it from reputable sources. And you might want to get into that now if you've been heavily vaccinated. All right, so that's just something I have to put out there. Regarding the filters, face filters, a lot of people right now hurrying up and rushing to buy face masks right now. Unfortunately, a lot of people are buying garbage that's not going to help them at all. I'm sorry. I'm going to break it down very easy for you. There's different types of masks, and the majority of them will not protect you against breathing in a virus. Okay? I'm seeing a lot of people right now on eBay, for example, who are price gouging, charging $50 for a box of useless face masks that's not going to help them. Here's what I mean. There's a type of face masks that is level 1, level 2, and level 3 protection. Worthless. Worthless. $50 a box. People are being price gouged right now on face masks. Garbage. What you need is an N95 mask. Or better, there is N99 masks, but they're about $50 per mask, and that's not including changing out the respirator cartridge and then the actual face padding. You have to keep changing it out, buying those to refill and change, and that's very costly. And if you have 5 people in your family, good luck on that. It's very expensive. But by the National Health Organization, they require, and they say that an N95 mask is sufficient. And so I will show you what I have purchased. I have some on hand right now. It's an old box, and I only have one left now. It's a particulate respirator. Okay, so it's an Ultra 95. Okay, ultra high filtration efficiency. You want to get an N95. Okay, you want to get those for your family and enough to change out if you need. Definitely get that. It's NIOSH approved as an N95 particulate respirator. Now, unfortunately, on eBay and whatnot, I'm finding that sellers, I'm a seller on eBay. Sellers, what they're doing is they're typing antiviral, coronavirus, antiviral face mask, and they're showing a picture of face masks and whatever. And they're selling it and advertising it as though it's antiviral. When in the bottom, in the description, when you read the description, and barely anybody reads the description, it says antibacterial. So it's garbage. There's a difference between bacteria and virus, right? Well, a lot of people don't know that. So they're buying tons and tons of masks and spending money, $180 and all kinds of mess, on antibacterial masks that will do them absolutely no good. They'll be out there thinking they can breathe safely and intermingle with people while they can inhale the virus. Think about it. So that's a problem, a big problem, that not enough people I haven't seen anyone speak about this at all. It's terrible. So people are trying to take precautions and protect themselves, and it's going to be for no good. It's going to be for naught, basically. So get an N95 mask. Get several. Now I'll show you what I got. This one right here is an N95. It was $8.07 for a box of, I think, 10 or 20. And I bought several. So have this, an N95. No other mask will filter viruses. They're all worthless when it comes to this particular problem. Now, maybe I'm being a little harsh when I say worthless. Okay, here's what I'm going to say. They're worthless. All other masks for this particular problem, the coronavirus, any viral, airborne, no other mask will suffice. You'll still breathe it right on in. The only way they can be beneficial to you is that, say someone has the virus and they sneeze next to you, and when we sneeze, little droplets fly out. The mask can capture the droplet, and you won't, when you're opening your mouth and speaking with the mask on, that droplets won't spray into your mouth. That is the only benefit of having a mask, if it isn't an N95. I want to make sure that I get this through. You need an N95 mask. Anything less, worthless. No matter how much they're charging, please don't waste your money. Do prepare. If it doesn't go crazy this year and become a pandemic this year in America, who says it won't do that next year when the weather cools off? Flus come around every year, and the virus strains, they change, they mutate. Who knows? It might come out next year or the year after that. So think about that. It's good to get prepared, okay? So all other face masks, they're not worth anything. And so even if you have a regular level 1 face mask on, or a level 3, and somebody sneezes or coughs who has the virus and it lands on your mask, the next breath you take will be through the droplets that's on your mask, and you'll get infected because it provides no protection. It doesn't. It still gets right in. Those particular particulates are so small, they go right through the weavings of the levels 1, 2, and 3 masks. You need an N95. N99 is better, but they're very expensive, and it's too costly. So anyway, hurry up and get an N95 little box full of them for everybody, for your whole family, because in case you might need it. You might need it. All right, so be careful when you go to buy them. Make sure that even though on Amazon or eBay or whatever, even though the seller might have typed antiviral or particulate blah blah, doesn't mean that's what it is. Zoom in on the pictures and read the true coverage. It's probably going to most likely be just an antibacterial mask, which only would defend against bacterial infection. We need antiviral. So I want to point that out. So, all right. Now, what if a state of is declared for the U.S., for example, or any other country for that matter? They're doing it right now in China. It's a problem. They're having a big problem there, big time. What if that is declared here? What if this is declared over here? Do you know, are you familiar with what happens if something like that should be declared? I'm going to bring up some things to your mind that you might not have considered out of love and concern. If that is declared, understand that it might be a soft version where we'll have curfews or whatnot, but if it's something like a pandemic or something, we'll be most likely put to where we can't leave our homes. That would mean you would have to have enough food and water and whatever else you may need already in your homes. Because once I declare this particular or this, which is pretty much the same thing, once I declare that, it's not like, oh, well, hold up, I gotta go hit the store. Nope, that's it. Once it's declared, that's it. So do you have enough food and water to keep yourself and your family for an extended period of time? Seriously. Not just 2 weeks. Most people don't have enough food and water or food to keep themselves alive for over a week. I'm serious, and that's terrible. So, do you have enough food right now? If you are locked in your home right now and could not leave your home at all, where do you stand? How long do you have with you and your family? How long can you sustain yourselves? And be honest in the numbers. Think about that. Get extra food and get extra supplies, whatever you need for your own self-sustenance, for your family and yourself, so that you can ride out any kind of state of or any kind of declaration that happens. You understand what I'm saying? That's very important, because that could happen at any time. It could happen next year. It's always safe to be prepared in case that happens, for anything that happens. Be prepared. Okay, so consider that if there's not a pandemic this year, it could be next year. It could be the next year. So get the supplies now. Be ready. Have the masks, have gloves, and also eye goggles. Something to protect your eyes. Now, you don't want someone to cough or sneeze or simply be too close to you and just talking, basic talking. We do microscopically spit when we talk. So if you can smell their breath, for sure you're getting sprayed with whatever they have, if they have it. You understand? Even if you can't smell their breath. So any kind of anything to block. It doesn't have to be airtight necessarily, although that's better. But anything, if you can't find any kind of goggles, something like this or these would block sneezings and coughs from landing into your eyes. You don't want that to happen. A lot of Emergency room staff, hospital staff right now are coming down with the virus because they're catching it through their eyes. This is if you have to grab something on the fly, what would be preferable would be full on, tight, sealed. This is not sealed. Full on surrounding, sealed eye protection, such as swimming goggles. $1 at Dollar Tree. Swimming goggles, 88 cents at Walmart. And get them for your children. We have to think about our children. Air masks, get them for your children. If you have to make them smaller, work with it so that your children are covered as well. Okay, so you'll need eye protection, of course, face, nose, mouth protection, gloves. Be careful not to touch things and then go put your fingers in your eyes. That's one other thing too, or in your nose. Your inner mucosal linings can absorb and take in viral and put the virus there, so when you breathe it goes up in and it enters your bloodstream through your lungs. Just some things to consider. Now, what if there should be some sort of outbreak in your local town area? They would shut down any travel to and from that location, and there would be a mandatory lockdown. And so, if it's evident and known that it's in your area, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have this on hand. 2 or 3 of these. Okay. These are plastic sheetings. It's basically for covering your doors. Look at the like this is a 10 foot by 25 foot. Okay. So measure out, pre-measure out, understand the math on your home, the doors and your windows, and all openings for air. If you need to, you'll be able to take that along with some good durable tape, real tape, not the cheap dollar tape, but the good tape that sticks for real strong. It seals good. Get enough tape to tape around your windows and whatnot if need be, okay? If it's really, really bad. And so you will need airflow into your home, but you can control that. Such as if you have an older home with fireplace or gas heaters that have vents, you'll still have air in your home, but it would have to pass through the fire, which very little viral particulates can survive that. It's possible, yes, but it's better. So be careful about your homes. Get some, in fact, have these plastic coverings here. There's multiple reasons why you would need something like this. In case of a nuclear meltdown, any kind of exposure to radiation, you'd need this anyway. You never know. So have those things. Try to get that. Just $7, and you can cover all your stuff. All right, so there's something else I'd like to say. If this ever happens, okay, a state of hide. If this is ever declared, hide this. Just hide it. Put it somewhere where if so-and-so should come pay you a visit and be like, gimme for, I don't know, redisbursement or whatever, be like, well, I don't really have anything, I'm just saying. It's not fair, and it's not going to go out like they say it would. It'll go to them primarily. Just saying. So it's your responsibility. You are responsible for your babies, for your family, for your elderly, for yourself. That's reality. Big God, the fake God, the little God, the small G, government, that's not your daddy. right? There's a lot of people out there that feel that way. They logically know that that's not my daddy, but they feel that way, like that government's going to protect me. I'll just go to, the government, my God, basically. They lean on that instead of on the true Almighty Holy Father. So don't do that. Take responsibility for yourselves. Jesus teaches us to do that, to realize and to be with the true God, the true Holy Father, and to be prepared and obedient and prudent and wise. So he even does a whole parable about the wise virgins versus the foolish virgins. So if anything like that should happen, where they declare that, definitely don't have all of your eggs in one basket. Also, get your bug out bags ready. If they're not ready, go through them, refamiliarize yourself with them, add some more things, subtract some things you might not need. Right now, as we're watching stuff on the news or whatever, and I don't watch the news, but even this information came to me too. So people are showing me stuff, sending me messages and video clips. I'm like, oh, okay. So while we're watching these things and go through your bug out bags. Make sure you have gas, extra gas. Make sure your tank is full. Make sure you have extra gas cans filled and ready. All right. Now, hand sanitizer. I'm sure by now most places that carry hand sanitizer are sold out. And if they're not sold out right now, they will be. So if you have some hand sanitizer, but you don't have a lot, like say you have like something like this and it's almost empty or whatever, throw some lotion in it. It will stretch it. The alcohol, yeah. Now, what if your hand sanitizer is too old? Don't worry about it. Just add some more alcohol to it. Like 91% alcohol. It's about $2.50 a bottle. I don't know if you can see that. The lighting is so bad. Ah, there you go. Now, if you want to make your own hand sanitizer, I've done it as well. You grab your little bottle or whatever, and you can put lotion with the hand sanitizer. I just do half and half or whatever. And so you can renew your hand sanitizer by adding fresh alcohol to it, keep the lids, tight. It's very cheap. It can stretch your hand sanitizer and absolutely use your hand sanitizer. I just heard recently some news broadcasters saying how it's not effective. That's crazy. Alcohol kills viruses. It kills bacteria too. So fill this thing up with lotion. You can use any kind of bottle that will keep the alcohol. You can grab a regular soap bottle for your sink, dump the soap out, and put lotion with your hand sanitizer, or just use lotion and put alcohol. I'd put 3 parts lotion, 1 quart alcohol. So that's what I would do. And you have hand sanitizer. You have it right there. Just keep it, closed good. Like I said, any container, dump out the soap, put your hand sanitizer or alcohol and lotion, or stretch your hand sanitizer by adding lotion to it, and you're good to go. And use it frequently. And wash your hands frequently. Let me put this down. I have a few other things I want to show you. Now, right now would be a good time to also improve your immune system. That's important. All right. Think of children, your children. If you have any children at home, you might want something like this right here. This is powdered vitamin C. Grab it. It's flavored. It isn't that delicious, but it's better than grinding up vitamin C tablets. And children, you can't rely on them to swallow tablets. So don't overdose them. Understand the guidelines. Check online. I'm not going to do all of that for you because I'm not a doctor or whatnot. But check online. It's very hard to overdose in vitamin C. Your body typically eliminates what you don't need. But still check online for the appropriate dosages because it's absorbic acid. and it can interfere with your stomach lining and stuff like that if you overdose on it. It can make you have, stomach issue, nausea, stuff like that, maybe diarrhea to a degree if it upsets your stomach too much, if you have too much in your system. But definitely get vitamin C for adults, tablets, whatever. Get vitamin C. Get the powdered form for your children to mix in with some milk or something, or fruit juice preferably. You want to heat it up, but have some warm water and dissolve it really good. Add it to some juice, to milk, or whatever they like. And so, because this is a raspberry, and they have orange, and so absolutely start getting loaded up on some good vitamin C. Start taking some zinc. That's a good mineral you need. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Now, many of you don't know about this, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to get some food-grade hydrogen peroxide. You can get the 3%. You might want to get this brand. It's one of the best. It is one of the best. I've researched it. And check into hydrogen peroxide and its health benefits and how it kills bacteria and removes toxins from your body, brings in more oxygen, which also kills virus. It helps your body handle whatever comes into it that's bad for it. Basically, it helps you a lot. You should check into this. If you should check into it, you'll see what I'm talking about. If I did a video on this, it'd be a 2-hour video. But don't forget this. Some of you know about the benefits of this already, but aren't thinking about it right now. Have some on hand. It shouldn't be more than $8 a bottle. It shouldn't be more than $8 a bottle. Now, if you order it online, if you pay $8 and then it's another $7 for shipping and handling or whatever, that's reasonable. But get you some, and you might want to start using that so that you can take it internally, little by little. You don't want to start on a high dosage, a very low dosage, and build up tolerance to it and get your body oxygenated and cleansed. And you can use it for eye infections, ear infections, tooth infections. Yeah, it's a great debridement for brushing your teeth. I brush my teeth with peroxide, actually. Baking soda. I want to talk to you about baking soda. This is very important. A lot of people don't know about the health benefits of baking soda when it comes to viruses and bacterial infections. Now, there's Arm & Hammer baking soda, but it has aluminum in it. You don't want to put aluminum in your body. It goes straight to your brain, to the center of your brain. It impairs cognitive abilities. It's not good for your immune system. It is an overloading of heavy metal toxins. You don't want to put that kind of baking soda in your body. It's a last resort. You want food-grade, high-quality, true baking soda. That's what you want to use. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to use it, but baking soda, what it does is, first you have to understand what a virus needs and what a bacteria needs in order to survive in your body. Your body has to be acidic to a degree, leaning more towards being acidic, in order for a virus or a bacteria to survive in your body. This pHs your body. It makes your body more alkaline so that these viral things and bacterial things, pathogens and whatnot, they cannot survive in your body. Research, if you want to look into it, a lot of doctors are seeing the value of baking soda alongside taking antibiotics to battle, for example, MRSA, methicillin-resistant Staph aureus, or whatever it's called. I used to know, I don't remember anymore. But MRSA, for example, these strains are very powerful, and they're resisting most antibiotics available today, if not all of them now. It's getting bad. And to fight bacterial infections, taking antibiotics, they're starting to incorporate the use of people administering baking soda alongside medications because of how it just makes your body a completely uninhabitable place for both bacteria and viruses. It helps big time. Now, so consider that. Me personally, with what I know regarding it, if I got sick or something, and I would probably take a teeny weeny little amount, like maybe 1/5 of a teaspoon, and mix it in about 6 ounces of water. Dissolve it really well and drink that twice a day. And I wouldn't do that for longer than 2 weeks, because over time, if you take stronger, bigger dosages over time, you can actually cause liver damage. So a small little amount like that for a short period of time, that's not going to be a problem. People bake cookies and brownies and cakes and they cook with this and eat it. So people have been brushing their teeth with it forever. I brush my teeth with that as well. I alternate. So baking soda is fantastic for helping your body fight off infection, viral or bacterial. It's going to help because even if, listen, even if it doesn't help virally, there's going to be somebody out there that's going to say, it doesn't help virally. Okay, well, let's just say it doesn't help virally and it only helps with bacterial infection or bacterial problems. Well, if you should catch a virus that's actually beating you down, overcoming your immune system, the last thing you need is for your body to have to fight off bacterial issues at the same time. Any person you can pick in the world right now has multiple bacterial issues their body is tackling at one time on some level. So if you take the baking soda, you eliminate the bacterial problem, which frees up your immune system to tackle the viral problem. Either way, if baking soda helps you out with viruses or not, either way, you win. It's better for you. So I'm just saying, I would absolutely take that. Have some of that on hand. Real food grade baking soda. All right, let me see. We covered that. Now, as far as food goes, let's talk about an extra rice, extra pastas, extra beans. Things you do eat, though. Pick that. Now, if you have, say, a can of some kind of lasagna or some kind of gumbo rice with sausages or some kind of soup or whatever, you can cook that and then pour it over some cooked rice and stretch that meal and feed everybody, especially if you're hunkered down at home. You can't leave. It's a bad idea to have extra rice, extra noodles, pastas, beans to thicken up your foods and stretch them so that you can stay fed longer. Okay, so I mentioned swimmer's eye goggles for eye protection. Make sure you have enough Lysol and bleach. Things to pull shock. Things to sanitize your home, yourself, your utensils. Make sure you have enough food and water, obviously. That's a given. And a way to purify your water if need be. Okay, just make sure you have that. Okay, so also regarding health and immune system, along with having vitamin C, it's not a bad idea to have probiotics. Now, if I were you, I wouldn't buy all of the hybrid strains of probiotics they have out there. All of that's hybrid garbage. It's toxic. It's not safe. It does not occur in nature. Hybrid ones, all these fancy ones, $20 for 10 pills, it's garbage. In my research, I'm going to tell you what is good. Acidophilus. It's $7, $8 a bottle. Acidophilus. It is found in cow milk, and yogurt. It is the #1 staple probiotic that your immune system, your intestinal system depends on for breaking down food and pulling in nutrients into your body. And so it keeps yeast in check and toxins in check. It's the king daddy of all probiotics. I don't care what anybody tells you. And so if I were you, I would basically just get a bottle of that or two and start giving it to your family, taking and improving your immune system. Getting your intestinal system in check is very beneficial for you. So I would do that if I were you. That's just a couple of things, just a few things to consider that you might not have considered, okay? Now, get food that has long shelf life, things you eat, things that your family will want to eat that's not, torture. Of course, I brought up Lysol, bleach, alcohol, hand sanitizer, get extra toilet paper. Window covers, I brought that up. Get fever reducers for children and for yourself. If you have children, make sure you have fever reducers for your children on hand. Usually, if I end up having one of my babies have a fever or something, back when I was younger, my son was younger, he's 21 now, if he had a fever, I'd go out and get him something. But now, as I'm a mother of 2 young children, I keep that stuff on hand all the time. I don't have to go run out to go get anything. I just have it now. I'm older now. Have fever reducers. And so, like I said, keep your children in mind. Also, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have extra things for them to do while being at home. If it ever comes to that, where you have to be at home due to some kind of problem, some pandemic issue or something, okay? Or chaos or whatnot. Have supplies for hardening your home if need be. Have boards already measured, cut out, and ready, and a way to get them up on your windows and doors as fast as possible, if need be. Ways to harden your home. Have ways to harden your home. Supplies already ready. One last thing, money. If there should be, like in the worst case scenario where money should become contagious, where there's an outbreak of some virus that's spreading everywhere, I can't help but consider money because of a particular dream the Lord gave me. I am thinking about money. Money would become contagious. Right now, while we have time, if something happens or not, we do have time right now. Do what you can to get what you need now, just in case. China isn't building just one extra hospital. They're building 2. And I don't care what they say. I look at what they're doing. Did they build extra hospitals for the SARS outbreak or for any other outbreak for that matter? I don't think so. But they are for this particular virus. That tells me a lot. It tells me that they absolutely are banking, literally, physically, spending the money, banking on there being many more infected. They're making room for many sick beds. That says a lot. Consider that. Many people are just watching it on the news and they're seeing these big trucks and they're clearing out ways, so they can make this hospital. And they're just seeing, and they're like, oh, okay, and they just move on to, that. Think about it, think about it. So if you haven't thought about it, realize it costs a lot of money to do this. And they're not going to do it in case. They're only going to really do it and be moved to do it and spend the money to do what they're doing, building these hospitals, if they are more than 90% sure they're going to absolutely need them. So this footage says a lot. A lot. Think about it. I'm only bringing this up because I care. And we have the time to prepare right now. We should and we need to. We should. There's nothing wrong with being prepared. And so if it's not this year, it could be something next year. It could be the same virus out again next year. It could be that it mutates. It could be anything. So it could be economic collapse. It could be any various pile of lists of issues that could happen. Be prepared. Just get prepared. So as far as those of you who share my faith in the Lord Jesus Christ, we already know to plead the blood over our families and all of the entire body of Christ. To rebuke all uncleanliness and all unclean spirits, all unclean flesh, all unclean things, that no matter what, the will of God, our Holy Father, He will be upon us, and only His will. To plead the blood of Jesus and to pray over one another, walk in steadfast faith, and stand. Stand. You precious children of the Lord, Almighty God, bought and paid for. Be in the faith. Be strong in the faith. If you're lacking faith, pray for more faith and you're going to get it. I'm telling you from personal one-on-one direct me, I know for myself experience. So get ready. Do what you can. Be prudent. Be wise. Be prepared. So it's not a time to panic or anything. It's just a time to get prepared. I hope this video has been helpful to you. If it has been, please do share it. Others need to see this. We have time right now, a little bit of a small window. Let's get prepared. Share it with other people. That way they can get ready too. They can make a decision. And if they're already ready, but I bring up some things they haven't considered, and they realize they might want to go get, a couple of extra little things they might be needing. Thank you for watching. You've been watching Witness for Yeshua the Mashiach.